Yeah, exactly 6:30. We'll tell you what's trending on the various news portals. Roland is going to start with myjoyonline.com.
Let's look at what the stories are, and just on the very timeline, you have a number of stories for the world. We have Yellen's decision to delay the Federal Reserve lift-up points to global risk. And we're talking about interest rates, whether it will be reduced or not. It hasn't been increased since 2008 in the United States of America. And so that very decision point still delayed, and investors and also those business people in America really not having a positive outlook as far as that is concerned, and how that is also going to translate into small business units in the United States of America. And we should know that they create about 22% of jobs in the USA. And we got on to the next story. Free day as senior high schools, and Mahama outlines abolish fees, over 900 teachers to be recruited, and the president really saying that the Better Ghana agenda is on. And the first one has been inaugurated. We'll follow a number of ones we're likely to see the next couple of weeks. And the first one is at the hometown of the former president of the Republic of Ghana, Professor John Evans Atta Mills Otuom, in the central region, on your way to Mankasim or Maine. And the next story, first family involved accident. Some members of presidential families family were said to have been involved in an accident yesterday. You can see the car, just see it very well. Okay, so that's how it looks. I'm sure Fred can put it on air for us. Good. Right, so that's how it looks. The next story we're looking at, speech by Zenith Bank MD on 10th anniversary health walk, and that's an opinion. And the next story we're looking at, NPP demands probe into police assault on demonstrators, and we know what really happened, and what really the thing is said to have done as far as that is concerned. We'll also be looking at a number of stories, and we'll try and also give you a lot more insight. We have two more stories to look at. Great grief as presidential correspondent Samuel Nyama goes home, and the next story, Mama will give you a lot more on that. Show you all the pictures of a sickle cell person, just taking care of yourself, lessons in surviving this very cold season. And if you're a sickle cell person, how you need to make sure you keep yourself warm, you hydrate yourself, and make sure you don't put yourself in any strenuous activity, just to prepare yourself and your body for a cold period, so to speak. Mama, you have a number of the stories you would want to look at?
Yes, I do, and I want to continue from where you left off on that sad note of Samuel Nyama being laid to rest. I want to bring you some pictures, and I'm picking this from graphiconline.com. So this is graphic.com.gh. Here we go with the pictures. You'll see pretty shortly. And it's titled Pain and Sorrow as Samuel Nyama laid to rest. Here you see his wife being consoled by some of her relatives in picture there. That's a very painful experience for anybody to go through. And then you continue to see pictures telling you of how the events went. That's the wife again, and that's her. And it says that Mrs. Nyama said she immediately delved into intercessory prayers for her husband, hoping that nothing bad would happen. That's when she heard of the accident. Okay, so I guess that's it. You know, finally somewhere, and that's the president, John Dramani Mahama, there. Okay, all right.
Mama, I was there too.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, it was a very solemn event, especially when you get to see a lot more of the journalists and those really who are not fully practicing but perhaps are into marketing communications, who have come also to grief with the family. It was quite moving, quite moving, so to speak. Samuel Nyama.
May you so rest in peace?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Let me take you to City FM Online now. Police attacks on demonstrators. Nanado demands presidential probe. We'll see how that goes. Otuom Community SHS named after President Mills. Mahama to judges, do not entertain lawsuits. But you have to continue to read to get the full meaning of that. Let me take you to bbc.com. Once again, Africa is in the spotlight. I'm talking about Burkina Faso.
We're always in the spotlight.
Yeah.
It's not as if it's sporadic. We're always in the spotlight.
Yeah, but the reasons is the problem.
You know, the refugees crossing the borders in Europe.
Yeah.
You find Africans among them.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder whether they're coming from the Middle East, Afghanistan, or Syria. Yeah.
Well, Burkina Faso coup sparks deadly street protests, and you find some pictures on the BBC website as well. It says presidential guard officers in Burkina Faso have seized power in the coup, with reports of more than 10 deaths amid protests in the capital, Ouagadougou. A close ally of former President Blaise Compaoré has been named the country's new leader. State television reports the US, France, and the African Union condemned the coup in the former French colony. The African Union, all they can do is to sit there and condemn. That's how powerful they are. Amazing. Amazing. So this is an officer who said on state television that a new government would be formed.
Look at his face. Very handsome man.
But the situation in Burkina Faso, we're also going to be talking more on that. It's on our radar this morning here on our show. We know that Ghana has condemned what's happening in Burkina Faso already. But beyond that, particularly the African Union, I mean, can they bite? Can they do anything meaningful apart from just sit somewhere and issue a statement and condemn the action? What is it with Africa, really?
Yeah. Especially in this current geopolitical world where the world is ascending towards a certain democratic oriented society where you need to give your people the best freedoms as enshrined in the best forms in the world. I believe that some of these things really need also to be condemned by the citizenry themselves first, before the international community does that. We've had the United States, France, as well as the UK, others also condemn this very action by those who state that very coup. But I think that it is not in the best interest of the Burkinabés.
Yeah, that's sad because Burkina Faso is not too far from us.
Yes.
You know.
And according to the statistics from the UN, they are one of the poorest countries in Africa, really. They're not doing too well. They don't do too well. Yes, of course, we import their tomatoes and things in Ghana, but it doesn't mean that they're doing too well. So they needed to concentrate on some of the key indicators of their economy and how they can develop the socio-economic development of their people. I mean, that's the most fundamental thing that they can do.
I'll run you quickly through some of the headlines that Graphic has online, and then we'll close the chapter. Of course, Ghana condemns Burkina Faso coup, literacy key to sustainable development, police investigate clash with Let My Vote Count demonstrators, Council for Institute of Local Government Studies inaugurated, and a campaign to reduce wastage of electricity launched. Wastage of electricity? Okay. Maybe I should open the story up because, I mean, are they talking about us, the
What
consumers?
conservation do you do in the house yourself?
Me.
Yeah, as a household.
How much electricity do I get in the first place? Hello, Roland Walker. How much of it do I get? But a bit of the story for you. It says a campaign aimed at ensuring the efficient use of electricity by government agencies has been launched in Accra. Amen to that.
Amen.
If it's government agencies, that's it. I'll leave the story here. You can read the full details, which is online.
Have you finished?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, so that'll be it for the stories we're looking at, the various news portals this morning. But foremostly, please make sure you visit our social network page on Facebook. And on Facebook, it is Joy News on TV, and also has a link on our Twitter handle at Joy News on TV. And make sure you touch base with our channel on YouTube, My Joy Online. Okay, so that'll be it for the morning. Next, we have to look at
sports.
And it's up next.